All right, it's still hard for me to talk about these things without getting emotional, but I'm gonna try really hard. I've been with my kids to Disney several times, including my 4-year-old autistic son. So I'm very familiar with all the rules and all the different processes that they have in place. This last time I went to Disney, I did not bring my son with me. I only had my 6-month-old baby. And I really wanted her to meet Mickey Mouse, so we went to the Mickey Mouse meet and greet. In a lot of the rides at Disney, like in other amusement parks and places, they have a fast lane that you can sign up for if you have a special pass. But there's always exceptions. The Disney meet and greet for Mickey Mouse is one of them. So everybody has to be in the same line. Everybody has to wait. You cannot go on a fast lane. Well, I was waiting in line for I had been in line for maybe 30, 40 minutes with my baby, when all of a sudden this family walks up all the way to the front of the line, and the cast members let them right in. So everybody on the line is very confused, right? They're like, what's going on? Why do they get to skip? They start getting frustrated because they've been waiting in line just like I had for a long time. The family right in front of me was especially really, really, really mad. It was a mom and a dad and 2 little girls, about 7 or 5-year-olds. And they were really upset about this. Like I said, very familiar with how Disney works. And so right away, I looked at the family, and sure enough, I realized that one of the little girls was probably autistic because of different things that I noticed. I'm an autistic mom, I notice these things. So I realized, they probably have a DAS pass. A DAS pass, for those that are not familiar with it, is a special pass that you can get at Disney that allows you to skip the line if you have an autistic son or someone with a kind of disability. People that cannot wait in line for a certain reason. So you're not actually skipping the line, but what happens is that if there is something that you want to do, you want to ride a ride or be part of an experience, you go to the front of the line, you ask the cast member how long the wait is. They'll tell you, hey, the wait is an hour, come back in an hour. They'll scan your band, and an hour later, you come and you just go to the front of the line. So instead of having to wait physically, you're virtually waiting in line. So I explained this to the family in front of me. I said, hey, I think they probably have a DAS pass. And then I proceeded to explain what I just explained to you guys, how the DAS pass works. I didn't want them to be frustrated and understand that they were confused. So I just wanted to explain that to them. I said, one of the kids is probably autistic and they have a DAS pass. Well, the mom looks at me really, really upset. And she says, well, it must be nice to be autistic and get to skip lines. No, it's not. It's really, really not. And that really, really upset me, because it is not nice that your body and your mind cannot do things like wait in a line. It's a big, big struggle. My son really, 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 really struggles with this. And it is so nice, and I am so thankful for places like Disney that make accommodations for my son to still be able to be part of experiences like this by not having to stay in line. But there are other places that don't do this. There are a lot of people that don't comprehend this. And my son gets to miss out on so many things. Us as a family get to miss out on so many things because people cannot understand that these accommodations are needed. And I understand the frustration of watching someone else skip the line. And I understand the frustration when you're confused and you don't understand. But when someone takes the time to explain to you something and you cannot have an open heart and be a little bit sympathetic, is really, really sad. People have worked so hard for people on the spectrum and people with other disabilities to really feel included and to really be able to be part of this world. And for other people to just be bitter about it instead of trying to understand how much more there is behind all of this is just really, really sad. And I kind of wish I had said something else to this lady. But like I said, I am just not in the place emotionally where I can have further conversations and still be objective without getting emotional. So I opted for just letting it go. But I did want to share this because I want people to understand that being more inclusive and tolerant and making these accommodations is really a kind thing to do. It's something that needs to be done in this world, because My 4-year-old son cannot help his autism, but we can make it easier for him to be able to meet Mickey Mouse.